right, guys. Let's get to this chart in. I missed last week, so I'm trying to get this done early so that I don't get caught up with family stuff, like for tomorrow going into the trading week. There's no regular stock trading on Monday because of Martin Luther King. So all the options, watch list stuff that I'm giving you will be for then, and then futures. I think futures trade tomorrow, partially, but I'll have to check that calendar and look. But let's hop right into it. Let me grab these notes. So, first thing I want to look at, I guess I can talk about like NQ first, even though this is an options thing. We have not broken our bullish structure, so my bias for like some of these bullish trades I'm going to talk about remain intact. I'll get back to these levels that you see me have drawn out here, but basically we're just moving sideways at this point. Like we're within this range right here. Like these highs have not been taken out, and we have not made any lower lows, like higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So I'm anticipating some kind of breakout of this level to go higher, and if this breaks out, usually ES will follow unless there's some kind of divergence, but we shall see. Anyway, so one of my main watches for like this week coming, hopefully something can happen, is Netflix. Netflix is showing one of my favorite patterns, A plus setup, which is a falling wedge with bullish divergence. And just to refresh for anyone who's watching this, that's new to the like channel, bullish divergence is basically when price is making lower lows. Actually, let's take this off first. Let's go back. So price, if you notice, is making lower lows. So lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and now we're down here, right? So that's what price is doing. And then the oscillators, even though they're lagging indicators, are saying, they're basically telling us that that there's buying going on. So let me drop this lower, turn off our volume. Okay, so look at the RSI, which is this one, which tells you when things are overbought or oversold, right? And then the MACD is a momentum indicator to tell you like how much buying pressure there is. So price is basically slanting downwards, right? Making those lower highs and lower lows. And then the oscillators are pointing up, right? So that would be this here and then this. Like if you check the lows and highs compared to price, you'll see that there's some kind of discrepancy here. So whose line is the question? Are the indicators lying or is price lying? I usually go with the indicators, and once we break structure, meaning we go from like lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, to a basically a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This would be the market structure shift, right? Excuse me for the terrible drawing, but this area would be the confirmation of the market structure shift when we get a close above the last high right here. I am already in Netflix. Previously I saw that we printed a bullish hammer. That was back here. So we printed this candle. I was at work. Let me get rid of some of these drawings. Sorry. So we printed this hammer candle, which is one of the things that I find, that works often. we broke the high and retested and then took off. I don't know what happened. I didn't go back and look, but we basically violated the low of this candle, which invalidated the trade. However, I got it in, and my options are down 6%, and usually my risk tolerance is minus 20. Oh my god. Minus 20%, right? So I'm nowhere near that. I am going to hold on to them and see what happens, because I noticed too that the sell-in pressure is getting to be like less. There's also this news that came out, which is kind of funny. Let me see if I can find it. Buys shares of Netflix. So, Trump share. Well, Trump bought between. Okay, so this this news here, Trump bought shares of Netflix after he was saying that, oh, he's gonna intervene in the deal because he wants to keep an eye on it. Why would you invest in something that you're if you're planning on crashing something, why would you buy $1 million worth of it? It seems suspicious to me. But anyway, I'm going to hold and see what I end up with. I also noticed that earnings are coming up, right? Which I usually don't hold through earnings because that's more of a gamble to me than anything else. But in this situation, I'm willing to take on the added risk just because of what I'm seeing. So this is on Tuesday, the 20th, when market closes. We shall see what happens there. Okay. What else am I watching? Oh, another thing about the levels on this. If we do decide to continue down, this area here is a key level. Like if you notice, we have this order block situation. We have 1 tap, 2 tap, and then we took off. We have not come back down to clear out liquidity under these lows. So for whatever reason, if I get spooked because of news and I decide to exit the trade, I will be getting back in somewhere down here, depending on what price action is showing me. Moving on. Second favorite setup is Amazon. My friend actually saw flow for this, and that's why I started paying attention to it. So let's get rid of this. Amazon, I think I caught this when it broke this this trend line, this downward trend line, right? I caught a piece of the action. It wasn't a ton. I think it was this one. I'm not 100% sure, but that's neither here or there. So we broke out of this this downward trend line, right? Moved sideways, and then we spiked up. Let me put my volume back on. We spiked up, and then we retraced to basically the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement tool. Oops, not that one. Where are we? Where the hell is my fib? All right, right here. So if you put your Fibonacci tool up, you'll see that we are bouncing right off of the 50 right here, right here. It is also the 50% of a daily fair value gap, which is why I have this 50 over here. So I suspect that we will go higher. So 50% fair value gap, 50% Fibonacci retracement, which is in the discount area, which is where you're technically supposed to buy. And then look at the candles that we're printing, right? We printed this massive bearish candle to the downside, right? And then we have this candle right here that is an inside bar, this red one, right? So that's an inside bar because it's inside this mother candle, this big red one. And then we printed this doji looking candle, which tells me that buyers are losing steam, and it's also within the body of this candle here. So I want to see if I can get an entry above the highs of that doji candle that I just showed you. Like if we broke out, tested, and then went higher, I would be willing to be a buyer here, either on the breakout or the retest. It depends on which one I catch and which one I feel has the most push behind it to go higher. What is this, the 4 hour? Let's go back to the 1 day. We're also seeing an inflow of volume for that day too, which could indicate that the move is real for it to go back up. Like pullback volume was all right, and now this last day's volume bar is a little bit more significant than the pullback. So we shall see what happens there. Why else am I looking at that? Inside bar. Okay, bullish bias. So that was it for Amazon, and there is order flow on the option side to match what my thesis is. We have all these highs that are being retested, right? This one, this one, this one. This was all resistance at one point. Then it turned support, then resistance. Now it's support again. So let's see if it holds. Next trade, SMCI. I am in this trade already. I caught this at work after I was getting out. I saw that it was breaking out of, again, one of my favorite patterns to trade. Let's see. This is a fallen wedge pattern. There is bullish divergence. The reason why I was comfortable getting into this, I saw that we had volume to support what was going on, the move up. This doji down here is what got my attention, this indecision candle. So buyers and sellers had a stalemate here. We opened the next day higher, basically just gapped up. So I got in on the breakout of this trend line, and it's up. What is it? Let me see. I am currently up 42% on my contracts. So one of the things I'm going to try to do with this, right? If we get a pullback to this major resistance level at $32, the reason why I say it's major resistance is because it was support at first, then resistance, 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 now support. If we get a pullback and a bounce, I will add contracts here. If I don't see a market structure shift, meaning like we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, then come down, make a higher high, I'm not going to get in. Not until it confirms that that's what's going to happen, right? So if we keep pushing down beyond this major support line, because remember, resistance turns support, I am looking to try to get in into more contracts either here, or if we retest this level down here. I will wait and see what happens in that zone. And honestly, I know it's cliche, but it pays to be patient. If you can wait, you will make way more money. Frequency is not important. Less trades, right? More size is essentially what you need to do. So I'm watching SMCI. I want to see what's going to happen. I'll add to my contracts, and hopefully I can bank on that one a little bit more. Next on watch is, it's actually Dell. These up here are probably my favorite three so far. Dell is showing a head and shoulders pattern, which I don't always trade, but when I see it, I like to pay attention and see if I can either get a day trade or something like that. We're on a daily chart. So this is shoulder 1. This is your head. That's shoulder 2, right? And now we're bouncing again. This is the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern. You can Google it to see what it looks like. I noticed that we basically broke the neckline and pulled right back up with this candle right here. And we're now in a rising channel. So that's this thing here. This is now in a channel going up, and these things tend to break to the downside. So I'm going to wait and see if we either lose, if we lose this level here for this doji candle, because we're rejecting also off of a 4-hour fair value gap, which can be used as support and resistance. And these two last days basically showed resistance, right? We literally went up there multiple times. So rejection, 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 rejection. That's 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Basically, Dell has not been able to cross the 50% of this 4-hour fair value gap. And if you don't know what that is, a fair value gap is basically the gap between this candle and this one right here. So this space. It's a 3-candle sequence. So the third candle, there's no overlap behind it of candle 1 and behind or in front of it of candle 1 and candle 2. So I'm watching this for a short trade, or puts, I should say. We could either get a pullback up into this resistance up here and drop, or we break below, hit the resistance, hit the support, turn resistance, and drop. Not really sure which one will play out, but I'm here for either or. PayPal. What's next? Let's see. PayPal also has bullish divergence. It's in a fallen wedge, which I keep saying it's a pattern that you should learn, get used to, because it's very powerful. It works more often than not, and when you catch them, it can be great. So we have a fallen wedge, one, and then we also printed this bullish hammer at this support right here. That's what's shaded in green. We took liquidity below this candle, this red one, right? So anyone who went long here, their stop losses got triggered with this wick. So I'm expecting price to violate the high of that hammer, retest, and go higher. Oh, it's also an inside bar. So bullish divergence, fallen wedge, bullish hammer, inside bar. 4 things going on at the same zone. If you look back here, we have this support, support, support. So a pretty significant level to watch. It would be nice if I could get, if all of this took place right here, like price action came down here and swept this low, that would be great, because these are almost like equal lows right here, and I like to see that. Liquidity is 100% sitting underneath those lows. It doesn't always go that low though. What else? So we talked about Netflix, SMCI, Dell, Amazon, PayPal, Best Buy. Notable mentions: Oracle, ORCL. Wait, did I talk about this already? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to do it again. Oracle created these equal lows. This one, hammer candle. We also filled this gap back here. So I'm looking to long this if we break above. This will be more of a, I'll take enough contracts to like day trade this and then hold 1 or 2 as runners, but I know Oracle's drowning in debt, which is something you should always look up when you see stocks showing divergence, bullish divergence. Always check their financials to see if they're profitable or not. Oracle has too much debt, so I don't know how far this can run, but I would be willing to take a piece of it to see what it can do. Meta looks bearish. I'm not going to chart or really talk about this. I'll figure out what I want to do if we lose this 3-touch trend line right here. This could be a short setup ARM is showing bullish divergence. We have this hammer candle. We filled this gap. We closed. We didn't get to close higher on this day or this day, so it's worth watching. Not showing any volume confirmation, so again, that might be problematic. The only one that gives good volume is Amazon, SMCI, PayPal is turning green. Best Buy 100%. Like, look at the volume here. Look at the bullish candles being printed. Dell showing positive volume, but it's a bearish pattern. Meta isn't doing too hot. ARM bearish volume. So this video is 20 minutes long. Not my intention. That's pretty much it for now.